What if I told you that there's a part of your brain that's solely responsible to help you focus on and achieve your goals and your dreams? Well, there is. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to awaken that part of your brain so that you can achieve your goals and dreams even faster. Let's get right to it. I'm Brandon Eastman with BeBetterIndustries.com, and on this YouTube channel, we talk about how to perform at your peak so that you can amplify your success in business and in life. And if you're new to this channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button here and hit the bell so you're notified of all new videos every single Monday. And be sure to hit that like button down here so that this video can be shown to more people who could benefit from it. Let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about buying a new car, or you were going to buy a car and you chose what one you want, you chose the model, the make, the color, all that fun stuff. And then as you drove home from work or even drove home from the dealership, you started to see that car all around you in the town that you live in. Or you start to see billboards for that vehicle, or you see commercials or advertisements for it. Or have you ever thought about a friend or family member or someone important to you in your life, and then all of a sudden that same day, you get a phone call from them? Or you start to see their posts on Facebook or Instagram. Or have you ever thought about wanting to weigh a certain weight or look a certain way, and you start seeing advertisements for gyms, or you start to notice gyms around you in the neighborhood that you live in, right? Some people might call that a coincidence. But personally, I don't believe that coincidences exist. I believe that everything happens for a reason. And the reason why you saw that car all around you around town, the reason why your family member called you, the reason why you started to see billboards that you never saw before, isn't because of coincidence. It's because of a part of your brain that is designed to help you focus on what is important to you. And that part of your brain is called the Reticular Activating System. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to start calling it the RAS. Now, the RAS has one function. It's known as the attention or focus center of your brain. And I'm going to throw a picture up here on the screen of it so you can take a look at where it's located. Now, the RAS is located in the oldest part of your brain, the most ancient part of your brain that hasn't changed much over the course of thousands of years. And it's located on the very tip of your brainstem. If this is your brainstem, it'd be right up here. And its only function is this. It's designed to keep you alive, to help you focus on survival. Because think about this. Our brain hasn't evolved much over the years. We still have the brain of a caveman in many different ways. And back then, our sole focus wasn't to buy a new car. It wasn't to build relationships or make more money. Our sole focus was getting through the day and surviving. It was finding the cave we had to sleep in. It was finding the person to mate with so we could further our species. But nowadays, we don't really have to survive from the jaguar that's going to jump out of the bushes and eat us. We don't really have to worry about turning the corner and there being an enemy tribesman around the corner that goes to attack us with a spear. We don't really have to worry about the poisonous plant that we might eat because we've got restaurants and grocery stores and research that we can do beforehand. So this part of our brain that is focused on survival, we're not really using it for that intended purpose anymore. Nowadays, we use our reticular activating system, or some of us use it, I should say, to achieve our goals and to start seeing things and start filtering things out of our environment that we don't need in order to help us achieve our goals faster. So let me give you an example of how the reticular activating system works. Right now, you're listening to my voice. You might even be watching the video, or maybe you're driving and you're listening to the video, right? But instead, you could focus on the sounds of the environment around you. You could focus on the sounds of voices of people talking in your environment. You could focus on the hum of the air conditioner or the heat wherever you are right now. Or you could decide to focus on the sound of the street outside. You could focus on the rush of blood behind your left ear, or even the rate of your breathing. You see, there's so many things that you could focus on a daily basis. Imagine if you had to focus on the rush of your blood and your breathing and listening to me and watching me and your environment and the voices around you. Imagine if you had to focus on all that at once. What would happen? You would go crazy, right? Sensory overload, too much information going in. Your reticular activating system helps you to focus on the things that will bring you closest to what is important to you. And once you learn how to tap into this power and awaken your reticular activating system, you'll start seeing people and places and opportunities, and things just start to happen for you. Things that might even be unexplainable, because now your reticular activating system is like a filter on your brain, a filter on your eyes that allows you to see things that you didn't see before. And I know you're asking yourself, how the heck do I activate this system that's already between my ears and my brain, right? How do I use it, Brandon, to focus on my goals rather than to simply survive? And before I give you that straight up answer, I want to show you how it works. In 1979, Harvard University did a study. They took their 1,600 graduating students and they asked them 3 questions. The first question was, raise your hand if you have clear, concise, and written goals for your future. 3% rose their hand. Then they asked them, okay, so raise your hand instead if you have goals, you just haven't written them down yet. 14% said they had goals that weren't written down yet. So that leaves 83% of Harvard's graduates in 1979 who had no idea what they wanted for their life. They were simply surviving. They were simply getting through the day. They were simply making enough money to survive. So Harvard did something amazing. They followed up with each of these 1,600 students 10 years later in 1989. And they only measured one thing when it came to success. They measured money. The easiest thing to measure. And what they found was incredible. They found that the 3% of students who had clear, concise, and written goals earned 10 times as much money as the other 97% of students combined. That's right. They earned 10 times as much money. What's the only difference with those students? Was it their background? Was it their environment? Was it their parents? Was it where they lived? None of that. The difference was they knew what they wanted and they wrote it down. So in order to awaken your reticular activating system and tell your brain what's important so it can focus on what it is that you want, the first thing is you need to know what the heck you want. You need to know what it is. How much do you want to weigh? How much money do you want to make? What skills do you want to learn? What friends do you want to spend time around? What kind of business do you want to operate? What kind of living do you want to make? What kind of home do you want to live in? You got to know what you want. And after you know what you want, you can't just keep it as an idea trapped inside of your head. So many people have an idea of what they want, but they don't tell people. They don't write it down. They don't believe it because they don't write it down. If you really want something, if you have a goal, as you listen to this right now, grab your journal, grab a notepad, grab a piece of paper, whatever it is, write down exactly what it is you want. And if you go to this video up here, I'm gonna link you to my video about how to write down goals in the most effective and efficient way. I like to use the SMART goal acronym so that you can create goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Right? So check out that video if you want to see how to write down the goal, but you have to take it from your mind and put it down on paper. And once you know what you want and write it down, you'll awaken your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that regulates your goals and what you deem to be important. Now, if you don't have an idea of what you want, or maybe you do have an idea of a goal that you want to achieve, and maybe you've even written it down, but maybe you haven't. Most people don't. Then I want you to click the first link below and get access to my goal-setting course called Life Designing Secrets, where I will literally take you by the hand and help you to write down goals in the 4 key areas of life called the Seeds of Excellence. And then we'll talk about how to take action and achieve those goals. So click the link below to get access to the members area for Life Designing Secrets. You'll also get a workbook and bonus trainings and an exclusive community of people who also want to be the best version of themselves and achieve goals in their own life. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already and hit the bell so you see every new video every single Monday, and hit that like button so that this video can be shown to more people who will benefit from it. And until we talk again, continue to to be better.